love, eat!
Alright. Hello and welcome to the Kittens and Cream podcast. Episode...
Insert number here.
I think it's the 6th one overall.
Oh, okay, word. Nonetheless, howdy.
Howdy.
I guess we might as well introduce ourselves.
I am Mr. Kittens and Cream.
And, I'm the guest star today.
Yay! Oh,
Yes?
I got this a little while ago as a gift. It's, Star Wars The Complete Saga.
Sick.
It's even got all the, like, the animated ones, too.
No shit.
I haven't seen this, but I've heard mixed things.
No, it's pretty solid, dude.
I know the show is really good, but I haven't
Okay,
seen
so
the
it's
movie.
the movie.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Does it have the show with the whole complete thing?
No, it's all just the films, the Star Wars films.
Oh, okay, I got you. I've never actually seen the animated movie itself of the Clone Wars, but I heard solid stuff about it.
Aren't they continuing this with like Disney Plus or whatever?
I mean, that's the first I've heard about it, but I certainly hope so, because that's my favorite piece of Star Wars media ever, of all time. Yeah, the Clone Wars animated series.
Okay.
And Rebels was pretty good as well, but I didn't get super heavy into it.
Right. I'll tell you what I've been getting into is, we'll come back to Star Wars, but I've been watching Batman Beyond.
Oh, yes, sir,
It's
that's
so
a
good.
good one. Oh, man, what's his name? Terry?
Yeah.
Yeah, old boy makes a really good Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first episode got me.
Oh, it's hard not to.
Yeah. Because Batman, he's this old man, and then, to see him have a gun.
Of all things.
Yeah.
Batman with a gun.
He has failed.
Yeah, but...
I mean, I guess he was shooting people in Batman versus Superman in those dream sequences.
Which they were pretty good dream sequences. Nonetheless, though, I don't feel like that really holds a candle to who his character was in the animated series.
Yeah.
And
All
I
of
really
those
do
shows are
like the
great.
progression of who he was in the original Batman animated series to who he became in Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
It's a super awesome progression there.
I really appreciate that all those shows are connected.
Yeah. Even Justice League, that's just all in the same universe. It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if Teen Titans is part of it.
Actually, if I remember correctly, it is, but only loosely.
Loosely. I know they don't really reference it that much.
In Justice League, they referenced the Teen Titans, if I remember, at least twice. No, I know for sure one time.
Okay.
Because someone was asking Batman, so, I remember you had a sidekick, Robin? And Batman, he turns and says to the person, yes, but he's with the Titans now.
Oh.
And that was just the coolest drop right there, because, they were airing, at least Justice League Unlimited and Teen Titans were airing at the same time, like 03, 04.
Yeah, some fan service there.
Yeah! Oh, man, it was great. So, I mean, both of them are great shows.
Yeah. I even appreciate Teen Titans Go.
For the most part, same.
I mean, certainly not as much, but
I mean, there's still nothing necessarily wrong with it.
it's entertaining.
Yeah. And it pays a lot of good homages to what the old show was, and a lot of just great characters that didn't even get introduced in the old animated series. So, I mean, I like that. They really do play on the comics a lot with, their cute little references and goofy gags.
It is a goofy show.
Yeah.
And I like that the show is so self-aware that there's a group of people who hate it passionately.
Yeah. That's pretty fantastic, to be honest.
People hate that, especially like people in the animation community on YouTube.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just all unanimously hate Teen Titans Go, and it's the worst thing ever.
It is.
And it killed their family. And
Well, I mean, I guess I could have done worse, but, whatever. That's what animated TV shows do.
yep.
Sorry, family.
Whatever happened to that Thundercats reboot? There was like a trailer for it, and then I've heard nothing about it. I know it got super bad reception.
Maybe that's just what it was. It just got canceled.
I mean,
It's like, sorry guys, you don't get to do this anymore. Go home.
I mean, I am a huge Thundercats fan. You bought me a volume 1, and then I watched all of it.
Yeah, it is a pretty solid show, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Especially for the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Wasn't it going to be done in a similar art style to Teen Titans Go?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I could have seen that doing pretty well.
I thought it looked adorable. And all the sound effects were done by people.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I can dig that too. Gotta definitely have some good voice work there, but yeah.
Thundercats Roar. That's what it was called. And then I think it was like 2 years ago they announced that, and then there's just no news whatsoever. Maybe it released, and I just haven't heard about it.
Yeah, that sounds like something that I should look up.
Just got buried, like that Mega Man show that aired at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
5 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the
Just
prime
put it-
viewing audience time.
Just put it there to die.
Rest in pieces. So, I mean, that could have been pretty cool. Mega Man needs more plot-based mediums.
Yeah. I mean, it worked really well for Sonic Boom.
Yeah, actually really did.
The show is really good.
Very surprised.
The
but
games are kind of average, but...
No, they're trash.
Yeah.
They're trash. But yeah, I heard the show did pretty well.
Yeah, the show's really funny.
So I gotta look this up. Thundercats.
Roar. I believe that's the name.
Cause you got me madly curious now. Oh, yep, says 2019 overview. It's it's an upcoming American animated television series.
Oh, it's still not out.
It's gonna premiere this year.
Okay. In 2020?
Yeah. On
Okay.
Cartoon Network.
All right.
Very nice. There was also another Thundercats show from 2011 and 2012. I guess it must have been a reboot.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Nice. I'll have to check that one out at some point.
Yeah, it's kind of done in the style of Avatar: The Last Airbender, sort of.
Oh, sick!
You know, really good animation.
Yeah, I can get heavily into that.
Kind of like a hybrid between American and anime. The
Which
animation.
I feel like that would lend very well into what Thundercats is. Have
Yeah.
a little bit of anime influence, just sprinkle a bit.
I mean, I love the 80s show, but the animation, they reuse animation all the time.
Yeah.
Like in the same episode. I mean, the same clips over and over.
You gotta cut corners somewhere with shows like that, especially back at the time.
In the 80s.
Good old ladies.
The Saturday morning cartoon era. With Grape Ape and...
That was such a good show, too. Oh, man, every once in a while I just get thinking about Grape Ape, and I'm like, yeah, it's my favorite purple gorilla.
The best purple gorilla.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So
indeed.
what was the last, like, real cartoon you watched? I know you've been binging on anime, but...
Yeah, good stuff. I could just basically make this entire podcast about that.
The Dragon Ball Z podcast.
Yeah, that's all I've been watching, guys. Don't worry about it. Honestly, the last actual cartoon. You know, this may be a hot topic right now for some slight debate,
Okay.
but Star versus the Forces of Evil.
That's a great one.
I
It's so
honestly
good.
agree. But, like you were saying, along with the animation community, especially on YouTube and online places of that sort, they universally agreed that the last season was about as bad as it could get. And the
really?
third was kind of just dipping into that bad territory as
Right.
well.
Was that the final season?
Yep. 4 was where it cut off, and that's supposed to be the end. I mean, have
Is
you
it-
seen all the way through it?
I have not.
Okay. And that's understandable. I'd highly recommend it. I personally, I get where people's criticisms come from.
Yeah.
And from a writing perspective, I get why they did what they did, and I can get why people wouldn't appreciate it. But I personally loved it.
Is it because it's different than the rest? Did they do something really out there?
A lot of people feel like a lot of the characters changed in ways that didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Oh.
But if you do watch their evolution throughout the show, because, you know, you'll have characters in season 1 and 2, especially, that act in a certain way.
Yeah.
And then they become basically completely different characters by just midway through season 4.
Interesting.
And act in ways that normally wouldn't be considered how they would in 1 and 2. But I feel like it's simply because there was a lot of big things that changed for these characters, especially emotionally and spiritually even, or I guess in this case magically.
Yes.
But it was a very interesting progression, and I appreciated it from start to end. I just, got through the entire show.
Well, I like it when characters do things you wouldn't expect them to do.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to subvert expectations in that way. have no complaints about it.
I mean, in reality, sometimes people can be a big pile of contradictions.
Yeah. And that is people in general.
Yeah.
Hence, liking the first 2 seasons of this goofy show and then, being like, all right, 3 and 4, man, I don't know. That changed the formula up too much for me, but honestly...
I guess it's kind of like the last season of Scrubs, which
Yeah.
I think is still excellent.
I do,
but
too.
in my
It's
opinion...
just a different show.
Yeah, it should have been like a spin-off.
If they would have done it as a spin-off, I think it would have actually been picked up or received a lot better.
Yeah.
And it would have continued on, rather than just saying, all right, we'll do this time skip and then have JD appear like half the season and then meh.
Yeah.
Which, it would have been nice if they had, guest appearances and cameos from the characters from the first show into the spin-off.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah.
I love Scrubs.
Yeah.
All of
great
it.
show that. So yeah, Star vs. the Force of Evil. That's the last one I believe that I've seen just all the way through and appreciated it. I'd highly recommend you finish it and throw your opinions my way.
I will.
I appreciate that, sir.
I would like to do more reviews on YouTube, but they always get taken down.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they fall under fair use, but
yeah.
I mean, you know how it is.
Unfortunately, I do. It's
but
it's not a very fair system.
It's not. So I might still do reviews, but not in the same format. Maybe I would just use still images.
Yeah, that might be a little bit better idea.
Or just do all the artwork myself.
I was about to say, hey, we can always break out the crayon set and just,
Crayons, ooh, that would be unique.
Yeah, go back to ye olden days. Really do it up nice.
Yes, I like this idea.
Yeah, very fun. Simplistic crayon reviews. So I'm doing a review on Crayola right now. They're pretty good. Very waxy.
Crayola unboxing video.
Yes. Just go through each and every crayon individually. Yes, this is indigo. It is, I would definitely say it better than the Rose Art indigo, but still a little waxy.
Yes. I mean, pretty even distribution of these when
even I could see that doing pretty well.
Exciting.
Oh yeah, absolutely riveting content right there.
Staple unboxing.
At least 100,000 views, no less. Oh my goodness.
Viral Staples unboxing video.
Now, is this just like an actual box of Staples or a box of stuff from Staples?
No, just a box of Staples. Your
review. Just each and every single one.
There's some inconsistencies in these, but
overall, it was a solid 8 out of 10 product.
I mean, that's what you expect with this brand. I mean, come on.
How many brands of Staples are out there? Approximately 2.
The Staples industry.
Of course. It's booming nowadays. Everybody needs them.
Yeah. I should start a Staples-based channel.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
that just sounds like such a profitable idea.
Trailblazer.
There you go.
Way ahead of the game.
Man, everyone's going to look back on the day and just realize, you know what? He had the right idea. Shame on us for not getting on the Staple train.
Staple train.
Yeah.
How do you feel about movie reviews on YouTube? Do you watch them a lot?
Not a lot, but I have a couple of people that I'm dedicated to watching.
Yeah.
And it's simply because they're very solid about how they explain things, and they're generally unbiased with their opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And I really respect that, because it's hard to talk to somebody about a movie without getting a biased opinion rather than just an objective, alright, so here's the movie, and here are ideas that I personally have, but let me go ahead and before I even get to that, explain what's going on, how it's going on, my slight critiques from generally a professional standpoint, because most people I see, they have a pretty good background as far as understanding how writing and story composition goes. So whenever it comes to those things, yes, I do trust a couple people's opinions, and I will watch them on the occasion, especially whenever it comes to newer movies that I'm interested in seeing, but I'm still on the fence about. So in that case, yeah.
Right.
I do have a couple.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
See, there's 2 movie reviewers I don't really like. Jeremy Johns. I can't really get into his reviews.
I've heard of this guy.
Really? He's like the biggest movie reviewer.
That's probably why. I like that underground shit. I don't do all that mainstream I'm reviewing a movie kind of guy, people,
I just think he's annoying.
In what ways?
I don't know. There's like a billion cuts in his videos, and there's just non-stop
Okay.
him talking.
I can kind of agree with you 100% on that. I feel like there's no reason to have a billion cuts just in any video. I mean, sometimes I get it vlogging, you got to do this bit, alright, stop.
Yeah.
Alright, then I'm going to go back. But honestly, among those few that I do watch, it's usually just straight runs. They just sit there and they talk about it, and maybe they'll have to stop it here and then come back at a certain point to discuss a different thing. But I do appreciate someone that understands what they're talking about, and they don't have to stop the video consistently to get back to what they were saying. They can just have that whole stream of consciousness flow out and make a great point with it.
Yes.
That is awesome.
I like that.
Oh yeah. And it's something I don't see enough.
One guy I really like is Movie Bob.
No, I've heard of Movie Bob.
You have?
Yeah, I haven't watched any of his content, but
He made like a 4-hour long review on Batman versus Superman.
So he made a review about the movie
That's like
that
twice
was longer
as long.
than the movie.
Yeah. He really dislikes this movie. He made it like a whole documentary on it.
You mean a whole mini-series documentary on it?
Basically.
Why?
He had a lot of things to say about it.
I mean, one has to if it's 4 hours. Damn. I mean, like, I wasn't a big fan. I fell asleep whenever I went to see it in theaters.
Yeah,
Not that it was the movie's fault. I was tired. But
yeah.
even still, I get it. Criticisms and all, but damn. 4 whole hours.
I thought it was fun as a movie, but maybe not as a Batman versus Superman movie, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Because their conflict was mostly background stuff up until the end, and they had that cute little fight, and then now we actually have an enemy. So was it really a Batman versus Superman movie, or was it just hold up? We're waiting for the big bad to get here, and then reveal Gal Gadot, and she's just gonna fucking win it. So. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, no complaints. That was really cool.
Yeah, the fights are pretty good.
Yeah. It's just a little silly.
Yeah, I mean, Zack Snyder, he's great with action, I think.
He's also a little silly. But I'm going to just leave that one alone. I'll sip on my tea real quick and contemplate other things.
Justice League is a big guilty pleasure. I love that movie.
I really don't blame you. I mean...
It's just so stupid, but so fun.
I agree, and I also saw that one in theaters,
Oh, you
but
did?
I had less complaints about it. And I get where everyone comes from, and I get how they don't like the origins of a lot of characters and some actor choices, but I had fun with it.
Yeah.
It was just a goofy, fun movie for me.
Yeah, I've seen it like 5 times.
Damn.
I'll tell you my favorite DCEU movie, though.
Go ahead.
Aquaman.
I still haven't seen it.
Really?
I've been wanting to because I'm a big Jason Momoa fan, but I haven't seen it.
It's so good.
Well, alright. I guess I gotta go and purchase it.
It's the best Power Rangers movie ever.
I want you to give me no context.
Okay.
I really want to know nothing more than just that statement right there. Because that is already fueling my interest even more than Jason Momoa to watch this movie.
All
It's
right.
obviously got to be great.
I will leave it at that, then.
Okay. Oh man, Aquaman being a Power Ranger. I can see it now.
I mean, it's the kind of movie I wish I would have seen as a little kid.
Ah, yeah, one of those.
I envy the kids that get to grow up with it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But anyway, I will leave it at that.
Alright, appreciate that, sir. And also, I'm really glad you reminded me about it because I have been wanting to go and watch it for a minute. So, yeah, it's good to have it fresh on the brain.
Oh yes, I hope they do a sequel. Because I don't know how the DCEU is doing.
If
I
I
don't
remember
know.
hearing correctly, someone was, I don't remember exactly who, was talking about everything about rebooting it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, at this point would be painful since, I mean, they haven't exactly had a proper reboot, but that's sort of what this is. Because they had attempts at a DCU before, but not really.
Yeah.
And, they've had series and talks about, combining series, but never really working. And then this time they're like, yeah, let's make it work. And it didn't.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope they just stay the course. Maybe
Yeah,
change up a
course
couple
correct.
of things and just try and make it work. Because I think it can.
Yeah.
They'll just have to change things up.
You can reboot it without rebooting it, like what they did with X-Men.
Yeah. Yes. That is the perfect example.
Yeah.
You can just make new X-Men with the old X-Men. Just do it.
Just do it.
No reason not to. As Emperor Palpatine says.
Do it. Do it. Palpatine. Oh, back to Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's where all this started.
Yes.
Look at us backtracking like that.
The sequel trilogy. Have you seen it in its entirety?
No, I've not seen Rise of the Skywalker yet.
Oh.
But
It's pretty divisive.
that's what I've heard. And I mean, that's how it's been with every single damn one.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if there's a new Star Wars movie, you're going to have that huge group of people that hate it, and that huge group of people that appreciate it, and the huge group of people that are just kind of in the middle.
True.
You can't escape it.
So true.
Ever since the first three came out, you can't escape it. And I mean,
The first three as in episode 1, 2, 3, or the first three
4, 5,
as
and
in
6.
4, 5, and 6? Okay.
yeah. Because I mean, most of those were just heralded as masterpieces as they came out.
Yeah.
And rest in peace, 5 was the masterpiece.
Yeah, I think
Sorry.
most people agree on that.
And they should, because it's true. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but with the sequel trilogy, the first one I adore, because we saw it together and we had
Yes.
a wonderful time.
Honestly, it was such a fun movie.
Yeah, it is.
I had never had a single complaint about it. I mean, no, actually, yeah, I'm not even going to
Yeah, it's
say anything. Though it was just a solid movie all
Yeah,
around.
I've
Like
seen
an
it.
8.5, maybe 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Loved it.
The Last Jedi. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
See, I like that on its own merits, but I'm not sure if it fits in very well with the other two films. I mean, that's my complaint with all of them, is that they're not as cohesive as the other trilogies. But
Yeah.
you know, by themselves, I love them all, and for different reasons.
And I'm kind of getting that vibe, you know. As standalone movies, they're pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
But the cohesiveness, as you said, is something that is less apparent. And I just really, I think that's why I'm a little bit hesitant about Rise of the Skywalker. I mean,
Yeah.
I am excited about it, and I know I'm probably going to enjoy it, because I haven't really had a whole lot of problems with this new trilogy. I just, I don't know. It makes me worry just a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's my least favorite of the new trilogy,
Gotcha.
but it's still a lot of fun.
I guess that's all that really matters. Because I feel like more than anything, that's what this new trilogy is meant to do. Is just reinvigorate that enjoyment and appreciation of Star Wars and just have
Yeah,
fun with it.
yeah. I'm so glad it's fun.
Yeah.
There's not all the politics and the Senate.
Which I will go ahead and say, I get why that was a necessity in 1, 2, and 3, but no, it was not as fun. Just never could be as fun.
A lot of talking heads.
The majority of it, yeah. And then, you know, you occasionally get the lightsaber going, whirl, 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 but that, you know, that's about it.
And you got Darth Maul appearing for like 3 seconds.
Oh, yeah, shame, because he was like best villain, hands down best villain.
Yeah, he was great, but he was kind of a failure at everything. He didn't accomplish anything. And then he died in the first movie.
Yeah, well, like I said, you gotta watch that animated series, bud.
Yeah, they did so much with his character.
A disgustingly large amount, and it's all canon.
Yeah, it's still
so
canon.
That's why I appreciate it.
And also he appears briefly in Solo. For some reason.
Really?
Yes. Like, I didn't see that coming. I mean, you would think that would be one of the things they kind of spoil in the trailers.
You would think. No way, though.
I shouldn't have ruined it then.
No, that's good. I'm glad. Because, I mean, I never watched Solo. I didn't really want to. It didn't pique my curiosity. I've never been a big Han Solo fan. I think the idea of him is interesting,
Yeah.
and his connections, especially to, you know, what is it, Calrissian, the planet that he came from? Or,
Yeah, it's the most unnecessary
No, what's-
movie.
What's the name of the planet that he comes from?
I don't remember. I don't know where Han Solo comes from.
'Cause it was that planet.
Is it ever
with a lot of
explained?
smugglers. Yeah. It may have been like extended universe that isn't
Yeah.
canon anymore, but
I haven't delved
because you know
too
I
deep
I
into
read a lot about him in like older books and stuff, and
Yeah,
that's what interested me is you know his whole smuggling past and where he came from
Yeah,
and his connections to the bounty hunters and all that. Like it was cool stuff.
right.
basically, you know, modern Star Wars age space pirate. It's cool stuff.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Solo is the most unnecessary movie ever, but it's still a lot of fun. It's kind of its own thing.
I can dig that. And also, I'd hope so. Because it was, you know, very well received, and for the most part, you know, like, everyone I talked to loved it, and it did pretty successful, so I would hope that stories like that and Rogue One would influence more stories like that.
Rogue One seemed a bit more necessary. It's basically episode 3.5.
Yeah. And I see what you're saying, but it didn't have to be made.
Yeah.
You know, we could have been perfectly fine without it never even existing.
Right.
But I'm glad it did.
Too.
And that's why I feel like, especially those two movies in particular, are good for what they are, because we need more stuff like that to flesh out the universe. I mean, plus, it'll make Disney a shit ton of money, so good for them, but it's always nice to have a, you know, deeper insight into what's going on in the universe, especially with characters you don't get to see as much.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool.
I think everyone loves The Mandalorian. I've never seen it, though.
Oh, okay, so I haven't either yet, because look at me, I haven't got Disney Plus. Sorry, I'm still catching up on shit. But yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But I've heard, as you have used the word previously, divisive opinions.
Oh.
Because from what I've been told, it starts out really strong. It's really, really good. And then
they kind of poop the bed.
Yeah, it devolves a bit, from what I understand. I personally don't know, because I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to base my opinion on other people's opinions.
Yes.
But I am really excited for when I do get to watch it, simply so I can understand. Because, I mean, I've always been all about the Mandalorians and their culture, and just the planet of Mandalore in general. Like, God, everything about them is so fucking cool. Yeah. Everything from the original Jedi and Sith wars, you know, way back when, and the roles they played, even to where they were mostly extinct and there's just a few of them left in the galaxy, you know, in the newer series and shit. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the future of Star Wars, because I hear, you know, they might do a new trilogy that's, you know, maybe not at all connected with the others.
It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
Like set thousands of years before or after.
I hope it's before, man.
Yeah.
Because they need a... Apparently after they got rid of most of the extended universe, you know, it's all in limbo. A lot of things are like, what is it? It's like ghost facts. Like, sure, it technically exists in the universe, but they're not claiming it. We all just kind of accept it as fact, even though it's not actual fact yet.
Yeah.
And they're slowly kind of fleshing out these little things here and there. Like, for instance, certain Sith Lords that were like, all right, you know, they were big influences here and there in the past. They're not claiming them, but slowly sort of doing so.
Okay, I see.
So
I guess a lot of it's up to your imagination.
At this point, yeah, because either you can accept the extended universe, which hasn't been fleshed out yet, and it makes sense in the canon if you just go ahead and accept it, because eventually they're going to go ahead and accept most of it anyways. They're just going to put it into their own name or their own brand, or they'll have someone else rewrite it or do this and that, because that's most of what's happening, is they're just, you know, taking what had already been written down, saying, oh, that doesn't exist, and then making it exist.
I see.
So I would really like it if they did, you know, a decent trilogy about just anything from the past, you know, hell, even the games. You know,
like the Knights of the Old Republic?
Yes. If they did anything like that as a series, that would be so awesome.
And it's supposed to star Keanu Reeves. That's what I've been hearing.
No shit.
I'm serious. Yeah. That's
all right.
The hot rumor.
I'm on board. Definitely on board.
I know everyone loves him, and they should.
Yeah,
he's just a solid individual.
Yeah, he really is. About as good as it gets.
But if they do make more Star Wars movies, I hope it's not called Episode 10. I hope they, you know, do something completely different.
Episode -1.
Yes.
We're going backwards now, guys.
Or pull a Mega Man and call it Star Wars X.
You know, I could actually see that kind of working.
Yeah.
in a weird kind of way.
If they call it that, then it's kind of 10. You know, because it's X. But it's not episode 10.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Wait, so what would the next one be called after that?
Well, I guess it would be Star Wars X Episode 1. Alright, maybe this is a bad title. Because then you would have the title, after that, you got the colon, and then you got the Phantom Jar Jar.
Yes,
Sith.
why don't we have more of that? Oh man, I'm still holding out hope. Don't tell me Rise of the Skywalker spoilers, but I'm still really hoping that Darth Jar Jar comes back. If he doesn't, then I'm quitting Star Wars forever. There's no point anymore.
Maybe he'll be in the novelization.
If he isn't, I'd be surprised. That's obviously canon at this point. Obviously.
Yeah, that's another theory that goes really deep for some reason.
It really does. I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't on board with it, but I thought it was interesting. So I'm like, I want to read up on this, see how it is. And I spent over 30 minutes just reading one single article about it. This guy exploring every single detail from every single movie about how it should be true.
I imagine that started out as a joke, but then wait a minute.
It got a little bit too intense. Why?
And then they start finding these actual connections, and they start believing it, and
it was just so silly. I mean, I love it, and I think that's how it should be in the headcanon.
Yeah.
Or my headcanon, but
I would actually like that. I'd be okay with that.
That'd be a good plot twist. Good stuff there. But, I mean, there's no reason that it should work that way. Like, just leave it alone, bud.
So ridiculous.
You tried too damn hard this time.
As for the prequels, though, I don't hate them, but I acknowledge that they're pretty bad, except for the third one. Episode 3 is pretty great.
Honestly, 3 was solid, and I know that a lot of people hate 1, but I actually really like it as a movie.
Yeah.
Just as an adventure movie, mostly for the score. Like, the score is like
John
some of my
Williams
favorite music.
He's so great.
I still get Duel of the Fates just popping in my head all the time.
Yeah, but they didn't play the music when anything exciting is happening, though. It just be people walking down a hallway.
Doesn't make any damn sense. It's like, alright, well, whatever you want, guys. Good directive choices there. But I like the idea of most of it. It was a fun journey. And I especially like the characters they had in the movie. Yeah. Outside of Anakin, I've never been a fan because he's just
he's just awful.
He's just a bitch.
I mean, we all like him as Darth Vader, but
no, because I still think about that little bitch, and I'm just like, I don't really like him that much. He's just a big old mean nasty bitch now.
Yeah.
But Darth Vader, I guess.
I'm sure Hayden Christensen is a great actor.
Oh yeah.
But the romance, though, it was it's just so awful. And the dialogue, I don't like sand. It's gritty, it's rough, it's irritating. It's another synonym that means the same thing.
Oh wait, sorry. Were you not talking about your line delivery there? I couldn't tell, bud. It's just, there's so many better directions could have went with that.
Yeah.
And I feel like more than anything, it was just a cheap fucking cop-out to keep things just continuing and to really give him the reason for going to the dark side. Which, I mean, I'm appreciative for him having a reason.
Yeah.
Because everything does make sense. He was, the chosen one. He did bring, some proper balance to the Force.
Mm-hmm.
But Clone Wars did it better. The animated series.
Yeah.
They did it all better.
See, I haven't seen near enough of that series.
And it's such a damn shame, sir. I mean, first season, very solid, introduces characters, you just have a fun time. It's a good romp.
I used to see like random episodes here and there growing up. So I don't really know if there's an overarching story to it all.
No,
I'm sure there is.
Disgustingly plot heavy,
yes.
Especially with random side characters. It is just... Alright, yeah, you remember that random clone that you saw in like episode 2? Yeah, he's basically the main character now. That kind of level of shit. I absolutely adore it, man, and they don't forget about anybody ever. And they won't let you do it.
The creators really love it, what they're working on.
they were super intense. I've looked at some of the commentary and just really gotten heavy into what the director said about it.
Yes.
They were just so passionate about this project.
Love that.
Yeah, man, it is great. And there was this one guy that wore a cowboy hat in every single
Cowboy hat?
interview. Yeah, I loved it. I don't remember his name. He was like one of the directors, but I just always remember him for having that cowboy hat on. And that will never leave my brain, ever.
I mean, that sounds like a pleasant memory.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one, especially because it was like really good show.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really excited for the Samurai Jack reboot, but then I never watched it.
Ah,
And that's a shame because it looks so good, and I don't know
good.
why I haven't seen it.
It's not even a reboot. It's just season 5.
Yeah.
That's all it is, man. They just like, well, you know what? You know, Gennady Tartakovsky, I believe was his name. He's been pushing for the show to be finished for years and years. He's like, hell, we can even do a movie if we want. Just whatever you guys will greenlight. And they're just like, well, okay, I don't know, okay. Then he got season 5.
Without spoiling anything, does it wrap up Samurai Jack's story?
Brent, you should watch it.
Okay.
Trust me, just watch it.
All right. I'll leave it at that.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
It certainly looked that way.
Yes.
Like I did a whole video on it, and then I never watched it.
It really is like, in my personal opinion, how he had always wanted Samurai Jack to be.
Yeah.
It is a little dark and a little gritty, but only to the point where it needs to be,
right,
while still maintaining what the show is, and all that makes the character great. So good.
I love it. And yeah, I like that they went more mature with it, since most of the fans that grew up with it are adults now.
Exactly. And honestly, that's how it could have always been. I get why it was a kid's show and how it works so well that way, but that is how it always sort of was directioned.
Yeah.
It was a very mature children's TV show. So it makes sense why they're like, yeah, let's fuck it up. Do it right.
Yeah, I need to see that. I need to see the Rocco's Modern Life movie.
Oh, I forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah, me too. And the
Jeez
Hey Arnold,
Louise.
the Jungle movie.
That was a... What?
Yeah, Hey Arnold.
They have a new Hey Arnold movie? Jeez.
I mean, it's fairly new. I'm pretty sure that's come out.
Oh, wait, no, I remember hearing about this. Nick actually, they had gotten some of their old properties and got new movies for like, what, 3 or 4 of them?
Yeah, I mean, they got...
Yeah, that was like an Invader Zim one, too.
Into the Florpus.
Yeah.
I don't... did that one release already?
Yeah, no, you can watch it most anywhere.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely need to check that out. Yeah, there's so much I need to check out. So much media for me to consume.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's all pretty decent stuff.
Good times. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up, Skis.
Well, yeah, I guess we can go ahead and do that.
Wait, were you just asking what the time was?
Yeah, I was just checking to see, like, how long we've been at this.
Oh, 38 minutes.
Oh, that's not too bad. Man, that actually went by really quick.
Wow.
But, I mean, time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, so they say.
Yeah. Wait, who's they? That's the question I've always wondered.
Yeah, who is they?
I mean, are we just talking about people in the past, or is it a specific group of folks, or is it maybe our alien overlords? I have no idea, and I just really want to know.
The wise men.
The wise men. Oh, yes, I am the wise men.
That wear cloaks that shroud their face.
Well, I mean, if they don't, how could they be wise men?
I mean, you gotta have the robes if you're wise.
Exactly. It's kind of a prerequisite. I mean, just look at any form of media. You know that if some dude's wearing a big old cloak, he's either wise or stupidly evil, and that's probably why he's stupidly evil.
One of those
he's
two
just
things.
Stupidly wise. Nonetheless. So, if you had a recommendation for anyone that's going to listen to this for something to appreciate, whether it be music, whether it be a movie, a TV show, or a book, or just an idea, what would you recommend for the people listening?
YouTube poop. Because I think it's such an underappreciated genre. I mean, it's hilarious,
Especially
ridiculous.
nowadays.
It's meant to be stupid, but I mean, it's an art form.
Oh, it most certainly is.
And there's so much work that goes into it, and yeah, I mean, you got timing, you gotta be good at editing, and
It's an excessive amount of work for something that goes underappreciated.
yeah,
But hey, I do appreciate it, bud.
yay.
It is always good stuff.
It's kind of dangerous to do it these days, though. What with
Yeah.
so yeah, it's not really worth it anymore.
But whenever you do find them, because like there are a few dedicated channels to that kind of stuff that I still watch. Man, they churning out quality content, sir. Especially like one of my favorites, Emperor Lemon.
Yes,
He
he's retired
kills me.
though.
Oh, he is.
Yes,
Ah, I gotcha.
but he still does videos. Just
Yeah,
not
yeah.
YouTube poops.
That makes sense. Nonetheless, that's some of the most quality stuff I've seen.
Yes, he does videos about copyright smuggling
Oh, that's fun.
and how to sort of get away with YouTube poops.
Because I was about to say, I know that I've seen a lot of his audio videos where he'll talk
Yeah.
about a lot of different subjects and all that.
He's got like green Homer Simpson and
What?
yeah, so like the bots don't recognize it as
Homer
this.
Shrekson.
Yeah, Homer Shrekson.
I can work with that.
Yeah, but he has all sorts of techniques to kind of cheat the system.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
If I had anything personally to recommend before we go,
All right.
I would definitely recommend everybody check out Squirrel Country. It's a pretty good channel.
Yeah, I've
not
heard
getting
good
enough.
things.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you heard about him. Pretty good stuff. A lot of good animations. A lot of
Aw.
good. Wait, they actually do occasional YouTube poops as well, don't they?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear they. Also, hear they have a podcast.
Honestly, yeah. Someone should definitely check out that podcast. I hear it's pretty solid.
Would you say it was Squirrel County? Something?
Squirrel Country, sir.
Oh,
I would definitely recommend you just go ahead and write that down to all your friends and your family and anyone that you think that is not horrible. You even tell them too. They might just not be horrible anymore after hearing about it.
yes. Yeah,
Good
very
times.
true. Anyway, we're going to bring this video to an end. Thank you all for listening.
Yes, thank you for also listening to me. Although it's
Yes.
less of a thank you because I didn't have as much to say. But it was good stuff. And also thank you for having me on, bud.
Oh, you're welcome. It's been a blast.
Oh, it most certainly has.
And
Anyways.
as always, blorp.
Cujo, Cujo.